Hi and welcome. Good morning or good afternoon, everyone out there. My name is Kendy. I'm a teacher here on verbling.com. Welcome to everyone who is new to Verbling. Right now, if you have a reservation or if you're a premium member, now's the time to get into the class. We have a few moments for you to get in before everyone else is allowed to join. If you're new or not sure how this works, you can join the class as soon as you see the green Join Class button. It will appear in a few moments. This is a speaking class, so you don't need a pen and paper. This will be a chance for you to practice just speaking, having conversation for intermediate and maybe advanced speakers if you want to get some practice in. We are going to be talking about stereotypes. There are many stereotypes that exist around the world, and probably a lot of stereotypes that just exist in your own country. So I want to talk about these today. A stereotype is a widely held idea or a popular idea about maybe something or maybe one individual person or a group of people that can be defined by their nationality or their race or their religion or their gender or where they were born. So I'm excited to talk about this today with you guys. So right now is the time. If you want to join, go ahead and join. Once you join, it's really important that you close verbling.com when you're in. When you are in the class, we will move to a Google Hangout, and from there we will have the class. And so when you're in the Google Hangout, verbling.com, if it's running in the background, it creates an echo, which is a little bit disruptive to the class. So you want to go ahead and close that. Also, it's important that we have headphones. Headphones also help the echo problem with the Verbling classes. So make sure you have your headphones, as well as make sure you remember to close verbling.com. Also, if you are not in the class, it's really cool. You can still participate by typing into the Verbling chat box. We'll be reading the chat box as we get into the class. All right, so people are joining. I'm not sure where the noise is coming from, but I'm going to try. Oh, there we go. It's all good. Okay, so welcome everyone. Thanks for joining the class. I want to go around and let's introduce ourselves. Let's start with Imad. Isam, I'm going to mute you. I think the sound is coming from you. There's a sound in the background, and I don't know, it's a little bit noisy, so I just muted you. If you are not speaking, you can mute yourself so it doesn't disrupt the rest of the class. And then, of course, when you want to ask a question or you want to speak up, go ahead and unmute yourself. So let's start with Rafa. It's nice to see you.
I'm glad to see you too. I'm joined to your class. I'm fine. And you?
Good, good, good. How's the weather in Spain today?
Yeah, it's a nice day. It's a nice day today. Sunny and a little bit cold, but very sunny.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. At least you have the sun. That's wonderful. Yeah. We have a big game here. I don't know if anyone follows football or soccer, as us Americans say. There's a big game here tonight, Madrid versus Galatasaray.
I don't know. It's true.
I will be very unpopular because I will be representing Madrid tonight in the Turkish streets. So I will be representing for you guys.
Be careful with the Palatinaios fans, supporters.
I know. I think I will be the only one in Istanbul wearing white. Okay. Yeah. Welcome. Thanks for being here. Let's say hi to Ursula. How are you?
Hi. Fine. Thank you.
Wonderful. Where are you from?
I'm from Poland.
Okay, cool. Thank you for being here. Welcome to the
first
class.
time on your lesson.
Oh, welcome. This should be fun. Javier, no, I will not go to the stadium. I think they're playing in Madrid tonight. No, I'll just be watching the game somewhere. Hi, Mina. How are you? Mina, are you there? Okay, we'll give you a second to get yourself set up. Let's go to Isam. Isam, how are you?
Hello, I'm fine. How are you?
Great, thank you. Where are you from?
I'm from Palestine.
Okay, awesome. Thank you for being here. Welcome to the class.
Thank you.
I see Frank. Franco, how are you today?
Hi, Kendy. I'm doing fine. Thank you. What about you?
I'm doing great, thank you. It's nice to see you again. Welcome back to class.
Thank you. Can you hear me clear this time?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
It's
Perfect.
all good. Yeah, thank you. Let's say hi to Mon. How are you, Mon?
Yes, today I'm Chris.
Wonderful. Can you tell everyone where you're from?
Oh yes, I'm from Vietnam.
Awesome. Thanks for being here. Mina, did you get your sound working?
Yes, sorry, I was loading. Good morning, Miss Kendy.
Good morning or good afternoon. How are you today?
I'm great. How about you?
Wonderful. Thank you for asking.
How is going? What are you up to?
Just teaching, all day, every day. I haven't seen you in my classes in a while, so it's nice to see you. Welcome back.
My pleasure.
Awesome. Yvonne, how are you?
Hey, fine.
Hey. Where are you from?
Mexico,
What part of Mexico?
Puebla,
Where?
Puebla. Do you know?
Puebla. Yes, Cinco de Mayo. Woo!
Yeah, it's near. It's soon. It's coming.
Yeah. Oh, I know. It's one of my favorite holidays. Welcome.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here. Welcome to the class. Let's say hi to Imad. How are you, Imad?
Hi, Hatishan, how are you? I'm fine. I'm great today.
Wonderful. Where are you from, Imad?
I'm originally from Syria. Right now I'm living in Egypt. Yeah.
You're from Syria?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Welcome. Thanks for being here. And Abdullah, how are you?
Hi, I'm fine. How are you doing?
Wonderful. Thank you. Where are you from?
From Germany.
Are you from Germany? Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here. Welcome to the class, everyone. Today we are talking about stereotypes. What's a stereotype?
I think
Stuck in the rut?
stereotype is a rule that people use to force someone to do follow.
Could you repeat that, please?
Oh, I think stereotype is the rules that people use to force somebody to do follow them.
Not quite. Not quite, but good guess. Good guess. What else? What do you guys find here?
A stereotype can be a way of thinking about something in a preconcept
As a preconception?
preconception about something.
Okay. Yeah, it could be a preconception. Totally. What else can a stereotype be?
Stereotypes are thoughts that people have from other people because of their behaving or of their culture.
Okay, yeah, thoughts that people have about other people. Yeah, you guys are all pretty much right. A stereotype is a very popular, or we can say widely held idea about someone, something, or a group of people. So, because I like to make fun of myself and I'm an American, what comes to your head when you think of the stereotypical American?
American don't like Canadian.
Okay, maybe that's
maybe
that's one. Huh?
I have another. American are fat.
Okay, yeah, that's a really good stereotype. Yeah, that all Americans are fat. Why? Why do they say that? There's another stereotype that's related to that. Why do people say that?
Because all American eat fast food.
Yeah, like all day, every day,
yeah.
all Americans just eat cheeseburgers and French fries. Yeah. Totally. Okay. These are all really negative stereotypes. Are there any positives? Because stereotypes can be negative or positive, right? Are there any positive stereotypes that you
I
guys...
can tell positive stereotype about Americans that they are creative.
Is that a stereotype about Americans, that they're creative? I've never heard that one.
Me neither.
What, Rafa?
Me neither.
You either. Okay. Well, Ursula, thank you. That's really nice.
Yes.
Well, a positive stereotype can be that Americans are curious and interested in other cultures.
No. I don't think so.
No? Okay.
No.
Wait, what?
It is said that nothing outside exists except the USA.
Yeah.
Okay, there could be both sides, right? But what you're talking about, maybe both could be stereotypes, and this is maybe on one hand, Americans are really interested in other cultures. Clearly, I'm not. That's why I don't like verbling, and I don't like to talk to all of you people from all over the world. Just kidding. That's a joke.
That was my experience.
Okay, maybe, let's see, Isam, I'm just going to mute you for a second since there's a bunch of noise coming from your end. Also, maybe, there's this idea that Americans are really, we can say Americentric, that we think the world just revolves around America. All of the movies, right? When there's an asteroid coming to Earth, who saves the world?
Americans.
Right? The aliens are coming.
Americans.
Go back to the whole planet, but only Americans will save the world, right? So maybe, there are both of these ideas that, one, Americans are curious, or maybe that they're just a little self-centered, maybe. Anyone else with any stereotypes?
I think another one that in a positive way is in America you can find a lot of richness, a lot of wealth. You can make your dreams come in. and I think it's more possible in Turkey than in the United States.
Yes, a really good one, right? That all people have money in America, everyone's rich, anything's possible. You are like 100% free in every single way.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Does someone else have something to say?
Americans are patriotic.
That's another stereotype.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think this is true. This is true, no? But they are very patriotic. Also, it's true that all of them are fat. No.
That all of them are what? Fat?
Fat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a really popular stereotype.
For
Okay.
example, another
Frank.
stereotype about, for example, people from the United Kingdom is that they are cold people. British people, cold people.
Cold, like their personality is cold, or they're always really cold because the weather is cold?
No, colder personality. Cold personality.
Okay, maybe people from the north are colder, and maybe because it is colder.
I'm not agree with that guy.
Okay.
Because I do live in the UK. Hi everybody. I do live in the UK.
I was saying that it's a stereotype. I'm not saying that it's true.
Yeah, I know. Even you live in the hot weather, you can have like a cold personality anyway. So.
Okay, Naz, where are you from originally?
Yeah, originally I'm from Algeria, but I live in the UK.
Okay.
Yeah, I just moved in the UK last year, so I've been here for a year.
Okay, all right. I don't know. Cool. Well, thanks. Welcome to the class.
Thanks very much.
All right. Yvonne says, and okay, this is something I want to get to also, that in America there are a lot of stereotypes about people from other countries, and he's from Mexico, so maybe he says that there are a lot of stereotypes about Mexicans. Yvonne, can you share?
Yeah. Well, there are a lot a stereotype about Mexican people. For example, Mexican people eat all time tacos, burritos. They wear sombrero. They ride a donkey.
You mean you don't wear a sombrero and ride a donkey on your way to the taco shop every day?
Yeah. No.
Really? Oh.
No.
Oh, okay.
It's a stereotype.
All right.
I don't know what was the thing.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. Yeah, that's all really good ones. Okay. Okay. So Yo is writing in the chat box. Teacher, could you please give me a clear explanation of what a stereotype is? All right. Can someone from the class maybe summarize what a stereotype is?
Yeah.
I'll try.
Go ahead.
Camila, go ahead.
I don't know who said that.
Okay.
We'll go Imad and then Mina. Imad and then Mina.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah. It's like something that's repeated over and over in the culture and becomes like a constant thought that has been, let's say, as a theory, that if someone done something many times or over and over, that will become more common in the community, and it will become as a stereotype.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So it's this like definite idea. Okay. Thank you, Mina. What were you going to say?
It's something, some way we used to categorize people. If we don't understand this person, we just categorize them in some kind of category, you know.
Yeah, that's a really good point that you make. Rafa, were you going to add to that?
No, I agree with this definition. When we don't know anything, we try to categorize it in any stereotype, and it could be, it couldn't be true, but you think in that way.
Right. Okay. So I really like the way all of you put that. It's this idea that maybe we or people have about other people, and we think it's true even though it might not be true. It's this idea that we have of others when we don't understand or we don't fully know. So, Yo, you wrote in the chat box something that you thought was a stereotype, and maybe you said, okay, you think that the idea that if gay couples marry, humans will become extinct, I think is what you're trying to say, is a kind of stereotype. That's not a stereotype, that's just an opinion. Okay, you can have an opinion, right? If something happens, if X happens, then Y will happen, right? That's just an opinion. But a stereotype is saying maybe that all gay men wear pink shirts, okay, which isn't true. So a stereotype, this is the point, that the stereotype is usually, it's not true for everyone. It's just this idea that we have, this general idea about an individual or a group of persons. For example, the stereotypical American is rich and eats fast food all day. I'm an American, and I'm not either of those things. I'm not rich, and I don't even eat meat. So I definitely don't. So this is an idea of a stereotype, is when you make a statement about a group of people, and you're not the only one that thinks that. Maybe a large group of people think this, right? So I hope that Americans are all loud, fat, and obnoxious. Maybe a lot of them, but not all of them. Okay. Right, this is the idea. Yes. Go ahead.
Can I add something to that? Is that the same like black people and the white people? Like
What
the
about
majority? That? I mean, it's not in terms of racism, but in general, black people, they're talking about white people, and white people, they're always talking about black people.
Okay, that's
like
a good point.
Them.
Yeah, stereotypes can exist with races, right? As Ivan said, there are lots of stereotypes about Mexicans. Maybe, I don't know, I don't want to say that it's a joke because I don't think stereotypes are funny. Maybe you can talk about them in a funny way, but like let's just say you know, people think that all Mexicans eat tacos every day and ride around on donkeys and wear sombreros. That's not true. Maybe a sombrero is a traditional hat, but doesn't mean everyone wears one every day. Maybe people have stereotypes about white people, like white people can't dance. That's not true for everyone, and maybe white people have a stereotype, or not just white people have a stereotype about black people, but maybe in general there are stereotypes about black people that exist, both positive and negative. So it can exist for women, right? I hear a lot of stereotypes circulating in Burbling classes about women that I don't necessarily agree with, but since this is an English class, not a political debate forum,
Thanks God.
we don't really get into them, but I hear lots of stereotypes about women, like, oh, all women are, I don't know, whatever. Yeah, there's lots of stereotypes going around that women don't like to adventure, women only like to go shopping, you know, these things that are
I think
funny.
everyone is different, men and women. Yeah.
So I really want to have this class about stereotypes, so I can just kind of be like, is that a stereotype or is that true? Is that totally true?
But I think, if I may, I think there are a lot of stereotypes that comes between men and women that comes from religion and culture. For example, I've been hearing a lot of stereotypes here in Berlin about women. I agree with you, because but also there are stereotypes from men, because you have to think that men are strong, are clever, and the women are a little bit silly and are supporting to the men, and they are helping and taking care of her children and no more. That another one is the girls should be very pretty all the time. But we are immersed in these stereotypes, and we have to know what our culture or our religion are thinking about men and women, because we are inside of this. We are part of these stereotypes.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Stereotypes, okay, number one, yes, can exist with genders, right? Men and women, and positive and negative, right? Maybe I hear negative stereotypes about men too, that men always cheat on women. That's not always true, you know, but that's maybe a negative stereotype. And they can come from different places. Maybe, Mina, do you really? Really? All men, every single one. This is stereotype. See, this is what happens. Yeah, but stereotypes can come from everywhere. They can come from your families, maybe the things that your parents say that you listen to every day. They can come from the media. It can come from maybe different religious ideas, and not all stereotypes are negative and not all stereotypes are positive. It's just the term stereotype, something that's not necessarily true. Okay, good.
May I add a point of view about my country?
Please.
Stereotypes about Italy and Italian, and you know, pizza, spaghetti, mandolino, and mafia everywhere and all the time. Of course, that is not the true. There is a lot of bad politics and corruption indeed. And we have a lot of cultural differences between North and South. But common Italian people are not like that. And not all Italians are very religious. For example, Catholic, like the Pope. For example, I am Buddhist.
Okay.
It is true, the stereotype about family, the sense of the family. For example, the mother likes the basement of the family, especially for the sons, the males. And sometimes it's too powerful, maybe.
What about the food? I was just in Italy last year. My friend lives in Florence, and I thought maybe it was a stereotype that people eat pasta and pizza all day. But I was looking around, and it seems to be true. I don't know.
But did you like it? Italian
Yeah, like that's why, because it's delicious. I was eating spaghetti for breakfast every day. It was amazing. So I don't know.
Not only pizza and spaghetti.
Right. No. There's, I don't know, some other things, like
Other
other kinds of pasta. Just different types of pasta, I guess. Yeah, there is
a lot of recipes here.
Yes. Yes, really good ones. That's a really good point that you make, Franco. There are stereotypes, and then there are just things about culture, right? Cultural aspects, okay? So there are stereotypes that maybe are not true for everyone. Maybe they can be true. Mina says he cheats on his girlfriend. Maybe it's true for Mina, but it's not true for all men. I'm just kidding, Mina. But maybe, for example, you were saying in Italian culture, yes, in general, there's a strong family connection, and that's just part of the culture. It's not necessarily a stereotype, okay? Mina just cheats on exams. Cool, good to know. So, yeah, that's a good point, Franco. Does anyone have any other questions or points that they want to?
Yeah, I do got one.
Go ahead.
I got one about my country, because I'm originally basically from Algeria.
Okay.
And I hear like a lot of people here in Europe, I mean like here in the UK, wherever I go, they got some bad vision of my country. They always thought like it's bad country. If you go there, most of the people, all of them, they basically, they said like they terrorists and stuff like that. And yeah, and I've got my wife, she's English, and all her family, they're English. I mean, I'm just talking about myself, about my, yeah, when they went there with me, I took them to visit Algeria when I went there. They love it a lot better than England, because the people, they're very friendly and very lovely, and, you know, they look after them. They could believe it, you know. Mm-hmm. I think people taking like, how do I say? Just if one of them, for example, if one of them is bad, they thought like all the population there, they bad people, you know, and it's not true at all. Yeah, mm-hmm. And now they put it like the first destination to go to for holiday. Yeah.
All right. Cool.
I think it's not.
Thank you for sharing. It's true. There are a lot of stereotypes about not just Mexicans, Black people, white people, but about people from the Middle East or from Northern Africa. Mina says all Arab people ride camels. There's also one, all Arab people are Muslim and all Muslim people are Arab. Like there's
yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's mad. That's crazy, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they're judging people without know them, without getting to know them, you know, yeah, which is not good at all.
This is the main point, right? These are judgments that are made and are popularly believed without actually knowing. And so I'm glad you brought up this point about you traveled to Algeria, and did their ideas change?
They definitely change, yeah. And then now they took the example and they've given like the good example to the other people. I mean, the families and whatever, friends, and you know.
Mm-hmm. So this is a good point, and thank you for bringing this up. This is what I wanted to get into. How do you think that we can break stereotypes? Because we all generally understand that stereotypes are not true for all. Yes, maybe some Arabs are Muslim, maybe some Muslims are also Arabs, but it's not true for everyone, right? Maybe, yes, some women are emotional and crazy and only love to shop. I know lots of women like that, but I also know lots of women that hate shopping and like to adventure through the jungle with combat boots. So stereotypes, sure, can be true. They come from somewhere, knowing a few people that this is true for, but it's not for everyone. So we know that they're not true for everyone. What are ways that we can break these stereotypes?
I think that there is no other way that experience by myself. And for example, to go to America and to see that not everyone are fat, and not everywhere are McDonald's. And it is one way to visit country and check it by herself, and another to contact with people from different countries, speak with them, and share opinions about that. Check their behavior, and I think that is the best way.
Okay, good. So visiting different countries or cities or places, visiting different places, talking to new people. What else? What else are other ways we can break stereotypes?
I'm just remembering.
I think we should start from ourselves.
Okay, let's go to Rafa and then Imad. Rafa, go ahead.
Remembering two very funny saying it. This is one is welcome to the north, and the other one is welcome to the south. One is Italian. It's about Italian people. Welcome. What is the film? The movie is calling Welcome to the South. Anyone have ever seen this film?
No.
It's very funny, and it's one people who lives in Milan and have a lot of stereotypes about the south of Italy, and they go there to he thinks, as say before, Marco, there are mafia, there are a lot of problems there, and they go there to work there, and it's the most amazing thing. They enjoy a lot of things. They are a very nice life, better life, and that is the point. I think traveling, go to the place as we are saying, and traveling. I recommend to everyone to break her stereotypes that they have to travel and see these movies.
Okay, so watching movies, traveling. Okay, do you think all movies are good to break stereotypes?
No, it has the opposite effect.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yes.
Sometimes.
Go ahead.
Especially, well, there are lots of Hollywood movies with full of stereotypes about Arabic people. There are lots, yeah. I mean,
Arabs.
Arabs. Yeah, it has the opposite effect of that. Yeah.
And they don't talk I angry when they bring an Arabic actor and he don't know how to speak Arabic.
Are you talking about?
Yeah,
Are you talking about Sacha Baron Cohen movies?
I don't know, like to 24 or like that. All Arabic. Terrorists are Arabic.
You mean the actors?
Yeah, the actors don't know how to speak Arabic.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, yeah.
And
you mean in a movie, the actor doesn't speak Arabic, and they have like an Arabic role.
Yeah, he don't know how to speak Arabic.
Okay, sure. There's lots of stereotypes about. Go ahead, Franco.
About to break the stereotype, I think it is important to meet and know other people and culture with an open mind. To me, differences are not a problem or a treat, but a richness to share.
You know what? Yeah, that's a good point. It's not only to travel, go to these places, speak to people, try to learn about new things, but also approach that, go into a country with an open mind. Go into a conversation with an open mind, right? This is you can travel, and if you are thinking everything's wrong, everything's different, everything's bad, that's not going to change your mind. Sure. But as Naz was saying, maybe his family or his friends that visited, they went with an open mind. We say this in English, open mind, ready to really look at everything and think about it without judgment. Okay, so you meet.
To be honest, when I was in Algeria, I used to work in Sheraton in a hotel, Yeah, and it was in the center of Algiers, so the center of the town. Sorry. Yeah, and most of the people there, I mean, like they've got good job. I mean, good position. They're all from USA, UK, from Europe, basically, especially the Sahara people. They're working for the gas and petrol. We're Algerian people. We own the country, but we're not allowed to work in Sahara. Yeah, and they travel in morning. They go. They take them to the Sahara, and they get back from work in the evening. Which means, yeah, I live that. I mean, they give an opportunity to European people than Algerian people.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Selling out the country without noticing.
Yeah, good. Yeah, there are. Yeah, your idea something can be totally the opposite, right?
Yeah. I mean.
Go ahead, Naz. No, go ahead.
I mean, I don't mind, because we're getting like benefit for that. I mean, people getting benefit, and all of the European getting benefit from Sahara or whatever. It's not my problem at all, But they should because I've got the government in my country is quite bad, to be honest. It doesn't look after his population like the same like the European country do. Because my country is 10 or 20 times richer than UK or America, and everyone knows that it's rich of petrol, gas, and everything. And they keep the kind of government, they keep everything for themselves, and they don't share it like with all the population, which is very sad, basically. And and as is one of them, he said like you need to go and visit Europe, whatever. Most of the Algerian people, they need visa to go to Europe, and they make it very hard for them to get visa. So yeah.
Okay, yeah. So like you're saying, things can be opposite of what you think, and also maybe travel is difficult. It's not very accessible to everyone.
Exactly.
I think Imad wanted to say something a little while back. Imad, can you?
Yeah. I was going to say, I was going to reach the point that it's starting from each one of us. If you want to defeat the idea of the stereotype, it's just not about pretending to be open-minded. If you just picked up any book or anything related to this culture and read about it, the reading way is the best way to feed this idea. If you read something about the American history or American culture or American art, for example, you found that as a human we have something in common. We're all thinking in the same way. By reading, you are getting in deep with the culture, deep with the high educated people in this culture. You see that in all cultures we have like the same thoughts or the same way to think about things. And the stereotype ideas is just it's available. It's in everyday. We can't defeat it without getting in deep in the culture, and it's very hard. I can't know everything about everyone around the world, but the only idea that I'm sure about that we all share the same sense. We all have the same. We all admire the same thing about the art. We all love the same things. We all care about the same thing. We all have the same feelings. So we have something in common, and this is enough to defeat the idea, in my opinion.
Okay, yeah. So traveling and going places, you can understand that actually humans aren't so different. We're actually more alike than everyone thinks. Is that your point?
No, it's not also. Don't have to travel. You just read about this culture. Let's say, make search about this culture, anything, any point, any stereotype idea. You'll find that it's not always correct. It's sometimes good, or sometimes have meaning, or sometimes maybe have reason to be as a stereotype. So if you read about the stereotype ideas, you will feel if it's correct or not. You can judge the idea by reading about it. It's more enough. You don't have to travel to be there in the middle of the action to know everything. Just read about the idea, read about it, discover more about it, and you will find that most of the stereotype ideas that has been delivered, it's not always correct.
Okay, so you can say you can read. So what are the things that you can read to learn about other cultures? What sources are you reading?
For example, if everything on the internet, everything, if we have very famous writers, for example, in the English world, and we have very famous authors all over the world from many different countries. You just read, for example, about the Islamic world, and you just found that there is something that is kind of fake about this stereotypes being delivered in the world. Read about the American culture, you found that these people are not as the governments all over the world say that the American thing look like, let's say, always greed, for example. That would be incorrect if you read about the history of China. You found that people there have, let's say, another stereotypes that has been not been delivered. Yeah. So if you are listening or watching TV or watching a movie, you see one perspective. But if you are reading, I think by reading you can see many points. You see the idea from many different perspectives.
Okay, so that's a good point. Reading is really great. Also, reading on the internet, is it always reliable?
Not always.
We have many sources.
Okay, for example, I'll give you guys an example. Eggs, right? We know eggs, it's the food, eggs, okay? So there is, people are debating, are eggs healthy for you or are they not healthy for you? They're fattening, but it's good fat. Is there a lot of cholesterol, but it's good cholesterol. Okay, if I wanted to look up articles that tell me eggs are good for me, I could find those. If I wanted to find an article that say, no, eggs are bad, I could also find those. So you can always find
Both sides.
different sides.
And then you make your judgment.
So I think that
choose.
Can I say something?
Please.
Yes. So I think generally people who are more educated, better educated, are less vulnerable for stereotypes because they are a very large point of view, and they have knowledge from different subjects, and they can judge the subject on his own mind and resonate, and are less vulnerable for the stereotype.
Okay. All right. Franco, okay, sorry, Franco says you agree with Ursula. Could you explain why? Thank you, Ursula.
I think that, for example, if the background people is well balanced, and you mean about education, and I mean if you are kind and polite with other people, if your parents gave you a good education about this, and you are going to respect all the differences, and of course you will break the stereotypes, especially the negative stereotypes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay, education is really important. Yeah, thank you to you both. There is a word to describe people. There is a fear of other cultures, a fear of different religions, a fear of different types of people from yourself. Does anyone know? Yes, Abdullah, you said it. Xenophobia, right? Xenophobia is the actual fear of other cultures or of different people. And somebody who has xenophobia, they are xenophobic, right?
Yeah.
Have you guys heard this word before? Who says, I can't tell if that's, oh, I guess that must be you, Abdullah.
Yeah, it's me, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, xenophobia. Do you guys think that this is a problem? This is clearly what we can say, what perpetuates stereotypes. Do you know what the word perpetuates means?
it supports the idea, or no? It's leading the idea, or I don't know. How can I explain that?
Okay, good. That's a really good. Yeah. Something that perpetuates, for example, xenophobia or bad education or biased, we can say biased, news articles or news sources. Do you guys know what I mean by biased? Leaning to one side?
I have heard it, but I don't know how to explain it.
For example,
Take one side.
it's unbalanced.
Don't be not neutral, not neutral.
Exactly, not neutral. Yeah, exactly. For example, if you are, let's just say, a Republican in America, maybe you choose to only read Republican news, and it's very slanted towards the Republican side. Or maybe you're a Democrat, so you choose to read Democrat news, but it's slanted. It's not actual, it's not just information. You can sense an opinion in the news, right? So biased articles or biased news sources perpetuate these ideas. They keep these ideas existing in the world, right? So yeah, bad education and different news articles, different sources, the media, all of these things can perpetuate negative ideas. For those of you who are typing into the chat box that want to join, I think Jacob is someone. If you want to say something, please type it into the chat box. Please, everyone remember, we are just talking about stereotypes. This is not a debate about personal opinions. And we must, Burbling is a neutral space. We are not in anyone's home except all of our own. And we are reaching everyone on the globe. So we must always remember also in general to be respectful of everyone that exists in the world. So just keep that in mind. Does anyone else have something to say?
Yeah, may I?
Please, Rafa.
I've been thinking in that issue in this while, and I think one of the most difficult things to deal with is the difference between one people and another people. I was thinking in my neighbor. I have a stereotype about my neighbor in the saying my neighbor. Yeah, the person who lives near my house.
A neighbor, okay.
A neighbor.
Neighbor,
I have a difference with him, and I have a lot of difference with him, and I thinking I have a lot of stereotypes about him. But also here in my country, and I think in every country, there are a lot of stereotypes between one little village and the next village together. This village, there are a lot of stereotypes. One village is against the other village because only there are a little difference. If we think in countries, also there are a lot of difference, and we have a lot of stereotypes between us. But I think it's in a little grade and in a big grade, we can deal with the difference between people, between cultures. I think it's summarizing. I think there is very difficult to deal with the difference between people. No?
Okay. So
Hello.
go ahead. Hi, Man. Welcome to the class.
Hi, how are you, Kendy? How are you?
Great. Thank you. Great. Did you have something to say?
No, I just want to say hi.
I have a point.
Okay, sure. Franco, please.
I had an interesting experience, for example, in my workplace. I had people from different countries as colleagues, from Arabic countries, Africa, Russia, Eastern Europe. Yeah, it was interesting. Found out the lies behind stereotypes. And we broke all of them. We started to share our culture backgrounds, and it was nice. For example, about food and daily life habits. I like that.
Okay, that's wonderful. Yeah, you can have these experiences. I have a question. I've seen some of you guys on Burbling quite a bit now, and this is just such a fascinating space. It's amazing that we can all come together from everywhere, all at one point at the same time. And often in a lot of my classes especially, and I know other teacher classes, we get into discussions to share things about our cultures. And has anyone's ideas about people from another country, have they broken stereotypes? I mean, has your mind changed? Has anyone's mind changed? Let's just talk about if your mind has changed for the better or more positive from being on Verbling and communicating with so many people from around the world. Has
Maybe
anyone?
Chinese.
Go ahead, Mina. Huh?
Maybe Chinese. We thought they are, for example, in Egypt and developing country, we always import goods from China. After we used to get import from Europe and cellular phone from Europe and the United States. Now everything is from China, and the Europe stuff go to developed countries only. So we thought that Chinese is always bad goods because it won't work, it won't last, So we thought they just do bad products, but it turned out to be that they are very strong nation, and they are one of the largest economy nation,
Yeah. Did you learn this by being on Verbling?
No, it's on news.
Okay, right.
China became a very strong and very powerful country.
Okay. What about? Thank you for that. Yeah. What about just being able to talk to people from other countries? Maybe you all live in your countries. You don't get to meet many people from other countries, but here on Verbling, you have a chance to talk to them about real issues. Has anyone's mind changed, or has anyone's ideas changed from being able to be on this forum?
In my case, I have to say two things. When I've been traveling to another country, my stereotypes has broken. For example, going to Peru, going to Mexico, or something like that. I find a lot of funny people, a lot of different people than I have been thoughting. But in Berlin right now, if I have to be honest, my stereotypes is growing every day because yeah, because is my opinion, because I've been seeing, I am seeing people from different countries that thinks very similar. Spanish thinks very similar about some issues. Turkish thought the same thing about every issue. Egyptian people thought in the same way. Italian people, and my stereotypes are growing.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's all.
Okay, well, thank you for sharing.
I had a question. I mean, you are living in Turkey now, right, Kendy?
Yes. Yes.
Did you have any stereotypes about Turkish people, or did they change? Be honest.
No, that's a really good question, and we talk about this question all the time. I'm sure if you ask most Americans, I don't think we have any stereotypes at all. I don't think most Americans know much about Turkish people. So I really had no expectations. I really had no, I didn't even know what I was getting into when I came. I decided to come here, and then 2 weeks I was here, so I really didn't understand. But I can tell you, I've had let's say two or more people from Turkey in a Verbling class, and they will disagree on the same issue. So I think it depends on where they're from, which town they're from, or their other personal beliefs. So I don't know.
I think. Sorry. Can I add something? Yeah,
Please,
I think in general, what you need to be like positive person, and a respectful person. I think that's all. If you respect like everyone, you respect the culture, respect like the religion, you'll be fine. you're not gonna have any, you're not gonna expect any problem from anyone, culture or religion, whatever, in your country, in his country, in whatever in the world. I mean, just be normal person and talk to the people like family, like his friend or whatever. I mean, just treat the people the same way.
Yeah, okay, good. Yeah, being respectful in general. Just living your life in a respectful way can also help break stereotypes.
Exactly. Just live your life and let everyone live his life like the way he wants. Everyone is free in his life, basically.
Yeah, that's a good point. Thank you, Naz. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Only English, man.
Sorry, I got to say something. I got to go because I've got to work like an hour, so I've got to travel in by train and to get to my job. So yeah. I must see you next class. Yeah, definitely.
Thank you, Naz. Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys. Have a good day.
Bye.
See you soon. Bye-bye.
Okay, thanks. Bye. Okay, so we have a few more minutes left. Amar, English only, man. This is English only forum. I'm warning you. I blocked someone a couple days ago because they were only.
No, I
language.
don't speak to, but I don't know how to explain this because I want to tell man something and I don't know how to explain it in English.
Bye, Kendy. Have a nice day.
Right.
No
Bye, Rafa. Thank you so much.
offensive word, nothing. No offensive word, nothing.
Okay, good.
Teacher,
I swear.
Yes, Franco.
by the way, I am meeting an American here in my city in order to a language exchange and helps. And so right now we are finding out a lot of lies behind, for example, American and Italian stereotypes. It's very funny.
Yeah. There, you know what? Nas mentioned a sense of humor. You've mentioned an open mind. I think another thing to help break stereotypes is to have a sense of humor, right? Because
To me, it's the main point.
yeah, also have a sense of humor. My students tell me every day, I teach about stereotypes in my other classes in person, and they will tell me, they say, all Americans are fat and lazy. And I say, okay, is this true for all Americans? And they say yes. And I'm standing there in class. I'm like, okay, so I guess this is what you think. But to have a sense of humor, right? Because when you have a sense of humor, you can engage in a dialogue, right? Bye, Manal. See you. It can be funny if you can have a sense of humor. All right, we have 1 minute left. I just want to say thank you to everyone. Thank you for being so respectful, and everyone participated. This class was wonderful. I had a really good time. I hope you did too.
Likewise.
Thank you.
Teacher, bye everyone.
Well, have a nice day. Bye, guys.
Thank you, guys. Bye.
Thanks,
See you
teacher.
later.
Bye. Thanks.
Thank you. Bye.
And stay tuned on Verbling. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, see you guys. Bye.